This is my WWE NXT TakeOver Philadelphia review, recap, the post show, if you will. It's me, it's Steve here, back at it again with a new video. Thank you all for watching this video and tuning in back into the channel. If you're new here, hit that sub button down below, give this video a big old thumbs up, and share this video as well throughout your entire social media platform, wherever you share videos. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, and pay-per-views, what have you. But above all else, with each and every single one of you, we are almost at 1,500 YouTube subscribers. Let's get there, guys. Let's get there. Again, this is my review of TakeOver Philadelphia. And before I get into this review, I want to give a big thank you, a big shout out to the homie himself at Salrex from Salrex Gaming for making this awesome layout that you see, this awesome thumbnail that you saw. Again, if you are a YouTuber or a podcaster out there and you want awesome layouts done for your podcast, your YouTube channel, YouTube videos, what have you, hit him up on Twitter at Salrex Gaming. He's done awesome layouts, not just for me, but for OKFabe, Joe Cronin of the Joe Cronin Show, Solid Monster of the Solid Monster Sounds Off, That Ass Podcast, No Holds Bar Podcast, Foul Mouse Network, to name a few. All right, hit him up. He does amazing work. Okay, TakeOver Philadelphia, in my honest opinion, was a very, very good show. Let's be real about it. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these TakeOver shows always tend to be the show of the weekend. Don't get me wrong, some of the matches were there and there, was hit and miss, if you will. But nonetheless, I enjoyed myself for what it was. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments your thoughts on this show, if you enjoyed it or not. Also, before I get into the review as well, one more thing I want to say. This review will also be available in audio format. So I'll put this up on Podbean. You can download it and listen to it on the go. It'll be up on iTunes, Stitcher as well. So down below in the description as well is a link to the Podbean link where the stream, where this video can be found. You can download and all that fun stuff as well to listen to on the go. So the show kicked off with the video package of Paul Heyman hyping up the show, talking about how the road to the show of the Immortals, right, doesn't begin tomorrow at the Rumble. It begins tonight here in Philadelphia, of all places, the land of extreme. How he literally, in a nutshell, right, put over the NXT brand, the NXT talent, giving his endorsement, if you will. And I thought overall the video package was very well done. Awesome done. It's just one of those things where, again, you know, you have if anyone should endorse, I guess, the NXT roster in Philadelphia, what better person than Paul Heyman, right? Let's be real about it. Just again, just amazing how that was done, in my honest opinion. We then had the first match of the night. We had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus AOP for the NXT tag title. And I thought this match had a slow start, and then it picked up at the end. It started off with an ambush attack from AOP on Fish and O'Reilly as they were coming out to the ring. And out of nowhere, everything just changed. Literally, you had Fish and O'Reilly outclassing AOP. They were working on Akom's left leg throughout the entire match, just double teaming him, double teaming on that left leg the entire match, if you will. And there's somewhere in this match, right, where Fish got Razor in an Exploder suplex. I thought it was like, wow, this guy got this big motherfucker up for the Exploder suplex. It was like, holy crap, right? What was amazing about this match as well is that AOP, right? Let's be real about it. They're this monster force, right? When you look at them, you're supposed to be scared, right? Especially when they're in control of Paul Ellering, right? But it's amazing how they looked vulnerable in this match. And I said this a while back in one of my NXT reviews a while back, heading into TakeOver Brooklyn when they were facing Sanity, how Sanity made AOP look vulnerable when they tore up the Book of Dominance in one of the episodes of NXT a couple months ago. And I think I take that back now. I think right here in this match, they really looked vulnerable. They looked like they were getting outclassed by Fish and O'Reilly. There was a moment in this match as well where Akom, right, literally on one leg, was taking out Fish and O'Reilly on his own. There's a moment where he was throwing these knee strikes to the face of Kyle O'Reilly, and you can hear the thud as his knees were hitting his face in the corner. You hear the thud of it, like his knee hitting the face. It looked like it really hurt. Let's be real about it. at the end of this match, right, Akam and Razor go for the Super Collider, and you know how that works, right? They go for the power bomb and they tap the opponent's backs, and then they drop them both, right? But here, Kyle O'Reilly countered it, right, into a Hurricane Rana, which led to Akam bumping into Razor and throwing Razor out of the ring, and caused Kyle O'Reilly to roll up Akam for the 1-2-3 to retain the tag titles. You can see Paul Ellering just in disbelief and shocked, like, holy crap, how did the fuck did this happen, right? And with all of that, right, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly outsmarted AOP to retain the tag title. Now, people are asking now, what's next? Because let's be real about it, too. I think a lot of people were expecting War Machine to come out to attack, you know, AOP, to cost him the match, to lead up to a match at the following TakeOver where AOP would do the honors on their way out of NXT, head over to the main roster. I mean, the way I look at it, too, you can still do that at an episode of NXT coming up at Full Sail. I don't see why not. I mean, who's to say, right, after this, AOP goes up to the main roster? I mean, think about it, too, right? Last year's TakeOver of Rumble Weekend, right? TakeOver, I believe it was San Antonio, right? Samoa Joe wasn't on the entire card for TakeOver. Everyone thought Samoa Joe was going to appear at the Royal Rumble at number 30 or in the mid-20s. And that didn't happen. Samoa Joe appeared on Monday Night Raw the night after the Royal Rumble, and he attacked Seth Rollins. So who's to say, right, that AOP are to appear at SmackDown Live? Because I think that would be a good spot for them. I don't know, from my honest opinion. And they can go from there. And then after that, have that one match at NXT that can air on the network against the War Machine on their way out. It doesn't have to be a TakeOver. But again, it had a slow start, and then it really picked up. The crowd was getting into it at the end. But it's all said and done, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are still the NXT tag team champions. We then had Cassius Ohno versus the Velveteen Dream. Leading up to this match, right, Velveteen dreamed, he claimed that he was going to knock out Cassius Ohno in 30 seconds. What I liked about this match was Dream's entrance to the ring. So he literally was decked out as a boxer, without the gloves. You think about it too, it's Philadelphia. We think of Philadelphia in combat sports, you think of boxing, right? You think of Smoking Joe Frazier. And it's funny because Mauro Ranallo referenced Smoking Joe Frazier, right? But literally Velveteen Dream had all the movesets, the whole pose, if you will, of Muhammad Ali. Even Rocky Balboa to an extent. It was crazy because literally Velveteen's Dream shorts, right? His boxing shorts had spray painted on one side Velveteen Dream and Cassius Ohno, and on the other side it was literally Muhammad Ali doing the pose after he knocked out Sonny Liston back in the 60s. And on the back of his shorts it literally said float like a butterfly and rise like a dream. In other words, like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But it was in his own twist, if you will. The match overall, it starts off with Velveteen Dream. But again, I thought that was pretty cool, like I said. Onos came out black and yellow, CZW colors. We think of Philadelphia, we think of CZW too, so why the hell not? The bell rings, and literally the crowd is counting to 30 seconds, right? And you see Dream just punching the body punches on Cassius Ohno in the corner. And he hits a left hand to Ohno in the face and drops Cassius Ohno. And you see Velveteen Dream just celebrate like he thought he won the fight. Like, oh my God, it's over with, right? And the referee not even having it. It's crazy too because Ohno gets right back up and he hits Velveteen with I think it was an elbow. And Velveteen Dream had a mouthpiece on in his mouth, like customized mouthpiece that was given by his entourage. Because again, during his entrance as well, I didn't say this earlier, he was, weighted by an entourage, right? Which I thought was pretty cool. To hope they continue that also. And the mouthpiece just falls off, right? And they have the matches back and forth, just back and forth, near falls here, and the crowd going crazy near the end of it because again, Velveteen Dream, people are just going crazy for him, right? There was a moment in this match where they go for like the fireman's carry, and it looked like Velveteen Dream botched it, right, completely. But they did it again. He lands it to perfection, and then Velveteen Dream throughout this match as well. I'm gonna say one more thing too about this. He was chanting "Dreams over." The dream is over to Cassius Ohno, but he gets up on the top turnbuckle, right? And then he climbs up on the little platform where the ring post is at, right? Like behind the top turnbuckle, and hits the purple Rainmaker, which is like the diving elbow that he does on the Cassius Ohno for the 1-2-3. And that was literally the end of the match. People going crazy again for Velveteen Dream. I'm going to say this to him. I said it before, and I'll say it again. A part of me really wishes that NXT had a mid-card belt. More because I feel like a lot of these guys that are there, like up in the middle of the card, if you will, like the Cassius Ohno, Velveteen Dream, even Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Cesar Bononi, if you will, Lars Sullivan, even Eric Young could like benefit from that, I think. People are saying it's the UK belt, but when you think about it, the UK belt is more for the UK guys. Yeah, granted, Gargano had a title match. I heard that Roderick Strong also had a title match. But they're not always, like Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Wolfgang, they're not always there at Full Sail, right? So I kind of wish that they had a other mid-card belt. Maybe you call it the Dream title in honor of Dusty Rhodes, or if not, call it the Network title. But guys, give me thoughts down below. What your thoughts on that? Would you want to see a mid-card belt in NXT? What would you call it? But again, this match, I thought it picked up at the end, but it's obvious that Velveteen Dream is over as fuck. And I'm saying this right now. A part of me says by TakeOver next year, Velveteen Dream will be wrestling for the NXT title, or will be NXT champion, in my honest opinion. And if that you can go, well, I'll get to that later. But we'll see where that goes. Then we get to Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Belt. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I thought this match was a complete disappointment. And here's the thing about it too, right? You thought going into this match that, oh my God, you know, Shayna Baszler going to go out there and just, you know, maul over Ember Moon and win the belt, right? Like she was doing to Dakota Kai and Aaliyah leading up to TakeOver, right? On the NXT tapings on the network. But no. What I did like about this match, though, was Shayna's entrance. So they play the music, what have you, and then they pan the camera to Shayna backstage walking towards the ring. It's the exact same way they do it in MMA or like in the UFC, what have you, right? When in the UFC, when a fighter comes out to the octagon or to the cage, right, they play the music, what have you, they dim the lights, and then the camera goes like backstage, and you see the fighter walking with her camp, what have you, towards the octagon. I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, this match was a bust. So the match starts, and it's literally Ember Moon having away with Shayna Baszler until Shayna stomps on Ember Moon's arm the same way she did Dakota Kai a couple weeks ago, right? And literally, you see Ember Moon in pain, right? Like, oh my God, you thought that Ember Moon's arm was broken the way this shit was going, right? And she was just selling it and selling it and selling it until eventually Ember Moon gets kneed on. Like literally, Shayna Baszler was kneeing the hell out of Ember Moon. And when she was doing this, the one thing that kind of irked me was that Shayna Baszler was pulling out her rubber band off her hair, like literally letting her hair loose, right? And she was struggling to let her hair loose. Like, come on. Come on, seriously? I thought that was kind of silly, but that's with me, of course, okay? Until eventually Ember Moon does indeed hit the Eclipse, right? And she lands the Eclipse, and Shayna just lies there on her back. She's literally out for like 20 seconds. Who the fuck knows, right? Up to like 100 count for all I fucking know. And Ember is selling the arm like she's in pain, right? And the referee calls for a doctor for help. And she gets up. She gets right up. And Shayna Baszler blocks in the arm bar like Ronda Rousey did back in the day. And you see Ember and Shayna rolling around, and it looks like Ember's about to tap out. And as they're scrambling, right, Ember gets a cover, right, like a roll-up cover for the 1-2-3. And that's how the match, it was like a very short and disappointing match, if you will. And you see Ember, you know, getting the upset win. Mauro screams, "Mamma Mia!" Everyone's in disbelief. And you see Shayna just sitting there like in shock, like she just lost his match. She didn't see it happening. And she then goes out of the ring as Ember's leaving, what have you. She's being, you know, checked out by medicals, what have you. And she chokes out Ember Moon. chokes her out multiple times. Moral's like, you know, I've lost all respect for Shayna Baszler, what have you. And you see her just leaving, all smiling, laughing, what have you. And the way I look at it too is this, okay? A part of me thought that Shayna was going to win. Not even that, but yo, you didn't lock the fucking rear naked choke during the match. You know what I mean? But that's the small details, if you will. A part of me feels that Shayna Baszler at the same time is still green. Like, she needs to have more matches to improve, what have you. And hopefully she does. Hopefully she does get better as weeks goes on NXT. But we'll see what that goes as well. Now, as far as what's next for Ember Moon, I don't know. Maybe you do Kairi Sane at TakeOver New Orleans. Or maybe you could do a three-way with Shayna Baszler as well, again. But we'll see where that goes as well. Well, who to say that, you know, Shayna Baszler enters the Women's Royal Rumble tomorrow night? Or, cause again, as I'm doing this recording, it's already Sunday. So it's possible. It's very, very possible. But we'll see where that goes as well. We then had the best two matches on the show. We had Adam Cole versus Alistair Black in a Extreme Rules match, a.k.a. the ECW match. Let's be real bad. This was literally the ECW match. Just back and forth, ball to the wall. People were chanting ECW because, again, they're in Philadelphia. And there's that one guy that's chanting CZW. I don't know why, but Black goes for a springboard backflip, right? And in midair, Adam Cole with a kendo stick hits him, right? It looked very, very like, oh my God, look, it hurt, if you will, right? And Alistair Black in pain, all that, right? There's a moment where they bring in tables outside the ring. Alistair brings a fucking ladder and places it in the corner, I believe. And he goes for like an electric chair drop. And he throws Adam Cole onto the ladder. And Cole does like this flip. It looked like he fucked up his neck or whatever the hell it was, right? For some reason, too, Adam Cole's hand was bleeding. I don't know from how did that happen. I don't know how, what moment, but he was just bleeding like a faucet on his hand, right? Eventually, though, Adam Cole does a super kick onto Alistair Black, while Black was on the middle turnbuckle on the outside of the ring, if you will, and Cole threw a chair at him, right? Which Alistair Black catches, and then Cole does the super kick, and Alistair Black literally falls and he lands on two tables outside the ring. And just, again, you know, back and forth, Black hits a fireman's carry onto a chair because Adam Cole bought in the chair, right? And he placed the chair, like, side by side. And literally, Alistair Black counters all of this, hits the fireman's carry onto the chair. And literally, you see Adam Cole's back just bounce off the top of the chair. It's like, holy shit, like, it really did hurt. It looked like it's about to be over. The Undisputed Era's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out, and they attack Alistair Black outside the ring, and then out of nowhere, Sanity comes out to pretty much even things out. Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, and Killian Dane. As everyone's outside the ring, Killian Dane does like a tope suicida through the middle rope. It's crazy because the guy his size is not supposed to move that way, but holy shit, he did it. And it's like, holy crap, the crowd just went apeshit for that. Alistair Black hits a double knee stomp on Adam Cole through the announce table outside the ring, which also got a massive pop as well. And then they're back in the ring, right? And Adam Cole is chanting like, "Oh, it's over. It's over with you now. I'm gonna finish you, right? I'm gonna end you, what have you." And he grabs the chair, lifts it up, and Alistair Black hits the Black Mass kick for the 1-2-3. Just again, this match as a whole was a very, very just awesome match. A part of me thought they're gonna use thumbtacks. I was hoping that, but didn't happen. Because, again, it's Philadelphia, you know? But, again, just a very, very good match. Awesome, if you will. Now, going into this, I thought this was the match of the night until we got the main event. By the way, before they got to the main event, they did show some cameo shots of, you know, some of the newest signing. They showed Ricochet sitting, you know, in the crowd. They showed War Machine. They showed, you know, Candice LeRae, who's married to Johnny Gargano, with Gargano's family. They even showed EC3. That's right, trouble. EC3. The crowd was going crazy for that too. So NXT is looking to, you know, kick things up in the high gear. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with these upcoming signings. We then had the main event. We had Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT title. This match, as a whole, was fucking amazing. probably, in my opinion, the best TakeOver main event that I've seen ever since Zayn versus Neville from TakeOver Our Evolution for the NXT title. I think this match was better, leaps and bounds, than Zayn versus Neville. Okay? It's one thing clear here, okay? Let's be real about it. All of you tonight thought that this match, Johnny Gargano was finally going to do it. After all the bullshit that was put in his way, after being turned on, being turned against by Tommaso Ciampa, after losing those matches, I guess, to those couple of guys in NXT after that, then getting his redemption, beating Cassius Ohno, winning that fatal 4-way against Alistair Black, Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane to get the championship match at TakeOver Philadelphia, putting his #1 contender spot on the line against Velveteen Dream this past week on NXT. All of that, you wanted to see Gargano win the championship, right? Everyone thought tonight it was finally gonna happen, right? Just again, this match had everything: drama, emotion. It literally took you on a roller coaster ride, and you thought it was over in any exact moment, right? Let's be real about it. Johnny Gargano is the Daniel Bryan of NXT, hands down. Okay, but this match, like I said, just back and forth. There's a moment in this match where Andrade Cien Almas does like fucking moonsault, and Gargano rolls out of the way, but Almas lands on his feet, and then he does a standing moonsault. I thought it was pretty cool. Just the back and forth near falls here. Super kicks by Johnny Gargano. There's a moment where Gargano does like this springboard, like DDT outside the ring, like he usually does, onto the apron, and it just hits, it plants Almas. Like holy shit, right? It's just fucking sick. Also in this match as well, Almas hitting the knee strikes on Gargano. For a moment there, you thought Gargano was out of it. That's how they made it seem like. It's like he was out of it, but he still kept going, right? Referee was asking Gargano if he wanted to end it. He wanted him to stop the match. Zelina Vega got involved as well, like she usually does, which caused Candice LeRae to hop over the barricade and just chase Zelina Vega. People were going crazy for that too. And they brawl to the outside of, to the crowd, what have you. And everything was leveled out. It was Gargano versus Andrade one-on-one. There were moments where Gargano did lock in the Gargano escape, and everyone thought it was over with. It's done. All about to tap out. It never happened. And near the end of it all, almost hits the running knee strikes outside the ring, outside the apron area, and it hits Gargano's head to like the back of the ring post, and then he gets him like on the top rope, whatever, like he did McIntyre back at War Games, hit the Hammerlock DDT for the 1-2-3, and Andrade Cien Almas is still the NXT champion. And I'll be very honest with you guys, okay? I'm kind of happy that Almas won, because the last thing I really wanted to see is Almas have a short run with the belt. I think Almas should have a solid run, or at least a decent run, at least a couple more months with the belt, right? And I'll say this right now, okay? The match, like I said, was just fucking amazing. And the last thing you really want to do is have Andrade Cien Almas just have a short run with the belt. Like, it's one of those things where, again, it just, after this review, I'm probably going to go rewatch the match again. So, at the end of this whole thing, right, you have Gargano just in the middle of the ring. Candice LeRae comes back to console him. They're leaving. They're, they pan back to the crowd. And they play like the whole copyright thing on the bottom of the screen to end the show, right? And then Ciampa comes out and he attacks Gargano with the crutch. It's crazy because you remember back at TakeOver Chicago, right? After DIY versus AOP in that ladder match for the tag titles, right? They did the exact same thing. Like they're in the entrance area, they're looking back at the crowd. They played the little copyright logo at the bottom screen as well. And after Ciampa turns on Gargano, attacks him and shit, right? And everyone's in disbelief. Like they did the exact same thing here at TakeOver Philadelphia, and people were just chanting "asshole" to Ciampa. Yeah, Candice just stared down at Ciampa as well. What the fuck just happened? Why would he do that after that match as a whole? Think about this, right? You lose, and to add more salt to the wound, Ciampa's back and attacks Gargano. Now, people are saying that at TakeOver New Orleans, they're going to have the match. I don't know if Ciampa's officially healed 100%, But people are saying as well that that match needed the belt. I'm going to say this right now. I don't think that feud needs the belt. I think that feud as a whole is a good feud that does not need a title to make it a big deal. I'm going to say this right now. A part of me believes that at the next TakeOver in New Orleans, if they do end up having Gargano versus Ciampa, that's going to main event. That's going to be the last match on the card. Now, what do you do with Almas? Hey, you could do the rematch with McIntyre, but at the same time, you could even do Andrade Cien Almas versus Alistair Black. You think about this, right? Alistair Black debuted in NXT literally at TakeOver Orlando last year, WrestleMania weekend, right? And how crazy would it be to go full circle 1 year later and you're once again WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans and you go up against the guy that you debuted? You can think about it too, right? Andrade Cien Almas lost to Alistair Black in Black's debut. And I think, and that the way they go, I think Alistair Black will win the belt. Because think about, they're planning for that shit to happen. They want Alistair Black to be champion somewhere down the road, right? Now, if you do that, you can even do, like I said earlier, like I said before, I do feel that Velveteen Dream will one day be NXT champion or fighting for the belt. You can do at, you know, TakeOver Brooklyn if you wanted to, right? You can do Velveteen Dream versus Alistair Black for the title, right? In the rematch finally, but we'll see where that goes. But again, there's a lot of ways, a lot of things that can happen after now TakeOver Philadelphia, and I cannot wait to see how this goes. I know a lot of folks are saying right now, take that main roster, what have you. We'll wait and see how tomorrow goes, or later on today goes with the Rumble. I'll be doing a live review of the Royal Rumble after it goes off the air. I'll be taking live calls, what have you. Hope you guys tune in for that as well. If you're new to the channel, like I said, hit that sub button right now. Hit that bell icon. Be notified when I drop a video. This video will also be available in audio format. It'll be up on Podbean. You can download and listen to on the go. Also on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. I have a link to that down below in the description box of this video where you can download this podcast, what have you. A little mini cast. Consider this like a team of podcast extra, if you will, right? Something like that. But thank you all for tuning in, watching this video. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts on this show as a whole. TakeOver Philadelphia. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Make sure you like all my videos. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's me, it's Steve, and it's wrestling and whatever. Brah.